Welcome to Halftime Heroes with the latest sports news from around the Mornington Peninsula. With Adam Kelly, Peter Susovich, Neil Craig, Lee McQuillan, Luke Harris and Chris Gamble. Take it away, Adam.
G'day sports fans and welcome to the Halftime Heroes. We are back in Peter Susovich's garage. What has been an incredible round of football. And do you know what? Well, we don't often fuck up, but this time we did. We missed out on the two games that were played over the King's birthday long weekend. It was Rosebud, Sorrento and Red Hill, Dramana. We'll get to them very shortly in the Division 1 football show. Again, a fantastic week of Halftime Hero family interactions. Keep them coming. I do have a public apology to make. Norm Whitehead. It's not Norm Whitehead, it's Norm Whiteside. And Pete, he's always looked after us at Langwarrin Football Netball Club whenever we've been there. He's a number one ticket holder of the Halftime Heroes. Absolutely loves what we're doing. So good day to you, Norm, the president of the Langwarrin Football Netball Club. Huge fan of the show. Pete, thanks for having us again. To Barbs as well in the garage. Let's jump straight into what I like to do each and every week. It's go around the room, and the man on my left is, of course, the Commissioner. Hello, Commish.
Hello, Adam. How are you?
We can hear you.
We're all Major Tom. We have a problem.
Hearing aids.
We have a problem, Major Tom. Isn't that
This is
very
ground control to
nice?
Major Sus.
And not by design, but we're all wearing the same sort of
No,
posse,
I know.
and we look like three inmates out of one flew out of the cuckoo's nest. by the way. And we probably could be.
I could be, definitely.
No, you could be. Hello to you, Spook, of course, the senior coach of the Bayswater Football Netball Club, Spook. Luke Harris, hello to you, mate.
Hello, Adam. How are you? Great, man.
Oh, very well, mate. Very well.
Good to be here.
Very good to be here. And, of course, the master button pusher and the extraordinaire that is Peter Susovich. Hello to you, Sus.
Hi, folks, and apologies to the Commish for cutting him out. But that's what you told me last week, Adam, was to cut him out.
I know.
Yes.
I know.
You
Well,
just,
because-
mate.
Oh, yeah, I tend to know. So last week, if you didn't notice, he was a little red faced. He'd been on the golf course all day. So
15
he
beers, we had to
he
turn
was
him
a
down.
little bit pissed. So I thought we
He looked it.
I wish.
He was a no, of
wasn't,
course.
but,
He was driving.
Just one thing, Adam. I must admit, Neil's got more money than God, and he's the one bloke in Victoria that's rolling with the Big Freeze 9, Neil. I don't know if you noticed, Neil, but it's Big Freeze 11. Fucking open up your purse strings, mate. Come on. Come on, Neil. Number 9.
The funny thing is, I only found this morning. I didn't even know I had it.
At least you've donned it for the day.
We're all
haven't you?
running with even of course, Sus running with the 11 beanie. Looking very on point too,
Yeah.
Sus. But that is a very good point you make, Spook.
it's good.
We saw him walk
It's
in and
excellent.
go, oh, my God, you do. you can't
excellent.
even run with a Big Freeze 11, but that's okay.
Okay.
Hello to you, Sus. What's going on, please?
Where are we today?
Where are we today? We're down at Rosebud Toyota. Thank you to Rosebud, Mornington and Frankston Toyota for jumping on board the Halftime Heroes. A very great sponsor.
Look, I was talking to Mick throughout the week, and he's got some great end of financial year specials coming up. So tradies, just keep abreast of what we're doing
get
here.
That cash you got stashed away
He's
there.
got-
Neil. Get the good in there.
He's got some really good stuff
Ching,
coming up,
ching.
end of financial year
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
We know that's a good time to go buy your
No,
Hiluxes.
but it is a very good time if you've got a little bit of extra
tell
cash
you what,
that
it's
you
all
don't
coming.
want the tax man to see.
Correct.
And go out and
Fuck him.
buy.
Correct.
Yeah,
Cash. We'll call that
absolutely.
cash.
So, no, thank you to you, Sus, for bringing that up, of course. It is Rosebud Toyota behind us. They don't deal in new cars. However, they are a fantastic service centre, and we get our fleet of 15-odd cars done down there. And Matty and his team look after us exceptionally. So good day to you, boys and girls down there. And, of course, well, let's jump straight into it because Hen's Teeth Tattoo Co., of course, are the premier sponsors of the Division 1 football show. Erin and her team, if you look, well, we're off air, Spook. We're planning a couple of pieces, aren't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
Might have a little bit of Halftime Heroes about it, Sus.
I'm just trying to figure out where the gap between halftime and heroes goes, and if it can fit.
I reckon there might be plenty of rooms. Huh?
Nice, Sus.
With one of the stars being placed accordingly.
About on your gooch, those stars. But if you get the big dong between the halftime and the heroes, Sus, look like a big, the big elephant trunk in between there. Look great.
I just have to.
They're never to be seen.
It'll be on socials. Don't matter.
It'll be on socials, all right.
Big
We'll go down there with a
Pete
camera, don't
Susovich
you?
only fans.
Yeah. him a gooch.
Are you one of the pay?
Yeah, I might pay. $4 a week.
Absolutely, I'd pay. Fucking oath, Christ, absolutely. Let's jump straight into round. Well, what was it? Round
Was
9.
there games
it
on, was
one
it?
of those
Round 9.
stupid.
Round
That's
9.
why
That's
round
stupid.
9 can go and get stuffed. It was, of course, a Rosebud hosting Sorrento Football Netball Club at Olympic Park. Rosebud. It was a little bit touch and go there, I've heard, but 14-11-95 defeating Sorrento 13-7-85. Spook. Some interesting scoring shots there, but from all reports, Danny Ades, senior coach of the Rosebud Football Netball Club, hasn't actually had a spray in his, I think this is his second year of coaching. Third year? I think it's third. And hasn't given him a spray yet until now. Halftime, he was absolutely frothing from all reports.
15 points behind at half
Yeah,
time.
no, exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly right. For the best in Rosebud, it was Liam Tidd. Apparently, he was the difference in the middle of the ground at halftime. After halftime, Liam Tidd, Steve Cumming, Miller Stewart, Mitchell White, and Billy Hartung. And for Sorrento, it was Dylan Clark, Chuckles Stokes, James Hallahan, Aaron Bremen, and Jack Beverley. But, geez, you just think that, Sorrento, they're not going too bad, are they, Commish? But, a team like Rosebud, you'd go, it's a win for sure.
Yeah.
And maybe that was the mentality going into the game.
Maybe that's a bloody good. That's a much improved effort by Sorrento. Look at it. That's a real challenge for and probably the game that Rosebud needed.
Yeah, I said last week's show, I thought Sorrento were going to make a bit of a run in the back half of the year. They're a very strong list of players, sort of new coach coming in. They're going to take a while to get going. I expect them to have a better second half of the year. Sure. So it didn't surprise me, the halftime score. I actually thought Sorrento could potentially pinch the win. But if Danny's given those boys a bit of a rev, that list of players is pretty ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. Super strong.
Yeah, so you need a bit of a clip every now and again. They come out and got the chocolates. Well done.
Good.
No, incredible. Sus.
It was interesting. The Herald Sun reported that Rosebud have only been trailing for 24 minutes of the 9 matches.
Wow. There you go.
In total,
coming into this match. Yeah,
so they've only trailed
for
24 minutes
yep.
over 8 rounds of football.
Interesting point. Do you think they're a bigger favourite in Div 1 or do you think the Bombers are in Div 2?
Who's
further ahead?
No, I think Bombers are in
Me
too.
too. I think Bombers are clear. Bombers are 5 weeks in front of
and a lot less competition.
But other than
that's exactly right.
Other than the blowouts we've had, that third quarter by Rosebud is probably the highest scoring third quarter in Div 1.
That's a 50
this
point.
year.
That's a 50 point turnaround.
That's a great.
That is
in a
massive.
winless day. When was it? Saturday.
Saturday.
It was pretty calm.
Yeah.
So there wasn't like a scoring, and that's a rev up and a half.
Yeah, exactly. Rosebud with 42 points, and Sorrento with the 40. The next game that played out in this ridiculous round, which was named King's Birthday Weekend, it was Red Hill hosting Dramana Football Netball Club up on the hill. She would have been blustery up there, Commish. It was Dramana in the end, but only by 10 points, 9-9-63, defeating Red Hill. 8-5.
Well, Jamie must have been super pumped after being on the Game Face Footy Show.
Well,
he would have been up and about after Dan finished with him.
Apparently, he was talking about you.
Was he?
Yeah.
Was he? I love
I don't mind that. A little bit of cross-pollination.
I'm surprised he wasn't in a fucking coma after being on that show. Go to sleep.
Yeah.
I saw a couple of still visions of
he looked up and about.
Mate, he was looked like he was fucking asleep. That's what it looked like.
But in front, Adam, for a lot of that game.
Yeah, no, they were in
like
front for a lot of that game.
The most disappointing losses when you look like winners and you go doing in the last 15 minutes or so.
So they were trailing 1 point at quarter time, and then they were ahead by 2, ahead by 3, 4, and then ahead by 10 in the end. Sus
5 minutes in the last quarter, they were still leading.
Yeah,
pretty good. Good effort. That's a good effort.
Great
effort.
Great.
They're without winning the last month. At least they're being a bit more competitive in the game. So they'll rattle home and get a few wins. I think. I think they'll finish. I think they'll win more on the way in. And I love Mornington.
Then Mornington. I was about to ask.
Only because of the young bodies. I think the young bodies are a concern. They're so young, Mornington. They're very young, and it's about to get wet and heavy now.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
Yeah, they're a bit more seasoned. Red Hill. From a personal point of view, I hope Mornington stay up because we've got some close friends there. But I actually think Red Hill might pitch.
Mornington wins have been on the back of, last year, been on the back of 2 or 3 really good players dragging the rest along. They're no longer playing. So it's a little bit harder now.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
it's going to be a really
You know,
tight
Divi
battle.
1, Divi 2, fine. But Divi 1, you get found out.
For sure.
In the best for Red Hill boys, it was Harvey Stewart, Charlie Robinson Kay, Patrick McDonald, Tynan Bresson, and Clancy Stewart. And for Dramana, it was it was a Gertz affair again, but only by 2. Billy Gertz, Sam Gertz, Slats again, Cale Sullivan, and Ben Tuvey. And for Red Hill, 33 points, and for Dramana, it was 30, and that rounds out the 2 games that were played consecutively on Saturday and Sunday.
The start of round 9. Now
The start of round 9.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
The start of round 9. So the rest of the round is going to be played out, and it is actually MND round this upcoming round, round 9.
MND 9.
Yeah.
Is it 9?
Missed
How did that go?
missed the I don't remember. It was that fucking long ago.
Who went down the slide on MND 9? We should send you down the
Say it.
slide, Adam.
No, well, yeah, I'm
Say
all
it's
right
Spook.
for that.
Say it, Spook.
What do I need to say?
Joe Biden. Just
Joe Biden. Yeah. Sleepy Joe.
Sleepy Joe.
Oh, well,
Sleepy
no
Joe.
one remembers, so that's all right.
No, exactly. So Fight MND do an amazing job each and every year. It's not just around, obviously, MND round that's actually to be played out today. We are recording on this particular Monday, and it's going to be played out today. So well done to Fight MND and to all that are living with MND and their carers as well. Keep the fight going, because Neil Danaher is, and he's doing a marvellous job at it. Beck, his beautiful daughter, came out on the news last night and said that he was given less than a year. And we're now looking at, MND. Fight MND is 11. So
Isn't he stoic?
Oh, it's
Like he sits in front of the Melbourne
incredible.
players with an AI thing projecting what
It's
he's
just
saying. It's
incredible, to
unbelievable.
be honest with you.
Great
I've in my line of work, we've looked after a lot of people that have suffered and or suffering from MND, and the diagnosis, generally, Spook, isn't great. With most not lasting longer than a year, depending on what part of the body it affects. But Neil's been exceptional at fighting the beast that is MND, and doing a great job of it. So good luck today. And for the rest of the year, because it's an all year round thing. Obviously, it doesn't stop. And Matt Tilley at the helm of Fight and MND is doing a great job there too. Takeaways, please. Sussy, got anything for us?
The fact that Rosebud is now a touch gettable. So,
You're calling him gettable now?
well, Sorrento nearly had him, but just for a razz up. But yeah, we talked about it earlier. Is that Frankston Bombers looked the prime in Division 1, maybe
Division 2.
Division 2,
Yep.
but maybe Rosebud. Maybe there's some cracks. Maybe. So we'll just see what happens.
Okay, fair enough. You're allowed to say. Commish, takeaways?
Oh, look, that there
Go
was
on,
two.
make it about
There was
radio.
2 games on and we missed them. That's my takeaway. Could we get any more amateur than that? Could we? Between us all. Even Gammers didn't know. Like Gammers he sleeps on a Sharon.
Exactly right. But I mean, I suppose that just goes to show that, and I think all the Halftime Hero family knows, Spook, that nothing, we don't plan anything that we do on the Halftime Heroes.
Do you reckon Gammers' doona is like a footy oval and he's got a pillow, looks like a Sharon, and because Gammers, when you're not here, son, you get bagged. So it's your turn. But I reckon it's like his little wife tucks him in. Good night, sweetheart, as he watches the videos.
No,
He's got 22 pillows.
Yeah, that he has placed out on the
just
king
reckon
bed.
he gets tucked into his little cot and watching Dan's show.
He's an absolute tragic. We will have to just keep in mind that he is part of the coaching staff at St Kilda as well.
Yeah,
we
you don't
brought
want to go too hard.
No.
Leave that alone. That's out of bounds.
No, it's not. He said last week that he was waiting for someone to mention something about, because I think it was you, Spook, wasn't it, that said something about Ross Lyon? Have you shook
No,
hands?
it was us.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
that's right.
us. Yeah.
That's okay. That's
Yep.
open slather.
No, exactly. That's right. Oh, yeah, we can't go too hard. MND for you, Spook. Takeaways, please.
I think the win of just watching Dramana, they've got a fair few out of that team,
Yeah.
and I think they'll just keep ticking off the wins. And once they get out, I know Sam Fowler's overseas, looking at his socials, he's having a great time. They've got a fair few out. So,
Is he
once
back
they-
this year? Like,
Yeah, I think
He's back playing footy later
Yeah,
this year?
Sam was playing,
Okay.
but he went overseas on a trip. But I expect them to really rattle home, and if them at their best could potentially possess some problems for Rosebud in the finals. Just their speed.
Yeah.
You've got to,
Yeah.
the only way you're going to beat Rosebuds is just take the game away from them with speed. You're not going to compete with them in the air. They're so big. You're not going to compete with them with size. They're massive. So it's got to be speed of ball movement. So it's either Dramana or your boys, Neil.
Yeah, well, we're just such a long way back now, Luke, haven't we? Got a lot. Everything's got to go right.
Yeah, it does.
And it doesn't mean you can't, but it's got to go right.
Sus.
There's probably one other takeaways is the bottom two are now set.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Yes,
that's interesting, isn't it?
definitely.
Because
Couple of
I
games
was,
there, aren't they?
I was thinking about Spook's comment about how Red Hill are going to sort of, kick on now in the latter half of the year. And, I mean, that's not promising for Mornington. If they're not going to get a couple of the wins on the board, then, who knows?
It's going to be tough.
So you'd rather be Jamie, in our rather bees, you'd rather be Jamie Molo than Newey.
No,
Newey and Macca.
Yeah, tough
Newey
one.
Macca.
I'd rather be
Jamie.
Newey and Macca, to be honest, than coaching at Red Hill.
Yeah, no, but
For this season.
For this
but even to where you want to get to, Neil, if Mornington, whoever goes back, who's in a better position to get them back to Division 1 and be potentially playing finals, looking at the Mornington list, their upside is massive.
Yeah, they're very young.
Very young. So in 3 years' time, they will be in Premier and
if
they will
can
be
maintain
competitive.
the list.
And they will be competitive.
Yep.
I don't see that in Red Hill right now.
Fair call.
Boys, let's have a look at the rest of round 9, thanks to Hen's Teeth Tattoo Co. Of course, down at Rosebud.
What's it still going, isn't it? Round 9.
Yeah, it is.
It goes forever.
It's a 3-week round.
It goes 9.
The game is going to be played out at EDS Regents Park, Edith Vale hosting Mornington. Macca's, I think he's already seen this team go around, hasn't he? So he's a little bit frightened about what's going to come out on this Saturday, the 14th of June. It is Edith Vale hosting Mornington up there. It's a hard ground to play at whenever anyone's there, but probably a little bit easier for Mornington, you would have thought.
Maybe, but EDFs have got the runs on the board at the moment, so they're looking the goods.
Yeah. Yep.
I agree with you, Adam. I think Mornington will handle that ground because of the ground they normally play at.
Exactly.
But they're probably just a bit too slick and a bit too the size will worry Mornington, I'd imagine. There's some big boys there for EDS. So they might just get a bit closer than what people think this game. I think Mornington will be competitive, but I think EDS will win by sort of 4 to 5 goals.
Does Newey and Macca change what they're doing there, Spook, for this game, or do you just keep that pedal down with trying to bleed some of the kids?
Yeah, Newey and Macca, they'll keep playing the kids. I would imagine they'll go to work on EDS and work out what they want to take away from them.
Yep.
There might be a couple of players they target, but you just go out with do that and then go into the game with how you want to play and get after them.
Commish?
I think Edie up at Edie, as you say, look, similar size grounds, but that won't bother Mornington. But you just think Edie be a little bit too experienced. And Edie got too much to play for too, by the way. As had Mornington. They're trying not to be relegated. But Edie, I can see Edie having a really strong second half of the year.
Yeah. Sus?
Could be some arresting developments up there, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes. There has been some rumours getting around about a particular player. I can't mention that particular player's name, but there has been some rumours going around that he might be in a little bit of froth and bubble with law enforcement. But I obviously can't speak to that because nothing is confirmed. But if you've heard it, then we've heard it too. The next game to be played is Frankston YCW taking on Langwarren at John Coburn Oval. Wow, I think this is going to be a very good game and a very close second to the selection table match of the round, Spook. Langwarren, they're going all right. They haven't quite convinced you, but I reckon they've convinced a lot of the halftime hero family, that's for sure.
Well, if they win this, I'll eat my word.
Yeah,
but I think YC will take care of him at home.
Yeah, so do I. Fortunately and unfortunately, for the Frankston team, they're probably a little bit too strong. I think a little bit too silky, maybe for Langwarren at this point in time. Sus.
And in the first half of the season, we saw Frankston YCW doing by about 5 or 6 goals. So comfortably. So they're on the board there, I think.
Commish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Langy moved the ball really. They move it really slickly, and it's. I'm sensing an upset here. I'm sensing a dead set upset here.
What?
That Langy's ball movement on that big ground.
You're going to have to not go to that coffee shop in Mount Eliza.
Yeah, Goons, sorry, mate.
Neil's jumped off Goons' rod this year.
Yeah, I know.
And he's still bloody magnificent. He is, Goons. He's bloody gorgeous. But I'm sensing an upset. My corns are hurting, and that's probably because it's fucking freezing outside. But I think, oh my left knacker's got a scratch. But I can sense an upset here. I'm
Okay.
going for the boys at Langy because I bloody love both, but Langy for mine by 3
very
points.
good. Or 3
in
points.
an absolute nail biter.
Oh, wow. I like that. The next game is the halftime hero selection table match of the round, and it's Mount Eliza taking on Pines at Emil Madsen Reserve. The stage is set. Let's see where Mount Eliza are really at, and let's see if Pines can, maybe get some of that depth going because, geez, they were a little bit disappointing last week, Commish.
Yeah, they're not covering their losses very well.
No,
Pines,
they're not.
with those bigger, older, angry lads out. And, Damien Mercedes, as I mentioned him last show, Luke, he's in sort of team of the year form.
VFL superstar.
Yeah, VFL. And, young Fletcher Bain, God, he's grown another leg this year. And
I reckon you can get I like Fletcher, but I reckon you can
coming
get
good.
after him. If you put some work into Fletcher, you can try and get him up the ground and turn him around. He's not the fastest
Correct.
kid in the world. And he's playing deeper and he's getting a bit of a lockdown in and out.
Yep.
So
Yep.
you want to drag him up the ground because he
Yeah.
turns like a bus. I know he's a good player, Fletcher, but I wouldn't want to be Fletcher Bain sitting inside that 50 this week, coming off a couple of best in the best because you know what's coming. It's a big belt in the back of the
But
head.
it's hard to take them
That's
all,
true.
though. And it's good to see young Braden Nelms, the
Nelmsy.
captain, back in the best last time they
Yeah,
went
he was.
around, and I think he'll back in the best this time they go around, and Mount Eliza beat Pines.
Okay, very good.
No,
Sus-
no contagious.
Where's the
No,
herpes guy?
Pines-itis.
Diseases.
Pines-itis.
Yep.
Herpes.
We used to get Pines-itis a bit, but not so much anymore.
Well, we'll
Since
see.
Ricky's been there, he's got rid of the Pines-itis.
Didn't you drop one last year, too?
Out of the...
Did you
Yeah,
drop
late.
one last year, too?
Yeah.
Late.
Oh, yeah. God, when I was there, we dropped them all the time.
Yeah.
But well, there's probably a reason for that.
It will be an interesting game if the Pines get a few of their boys back. I don't know
Correct.
where they're at with that. But the big ruckmen are a huge concern. If they're out, it probably tips the scales clearly in front of Mount Eliza. But if they get one of the ruckmen back, if Gabriel plays at home,
It's very different, isn't
that's
it?
a different look.
it is.
Weren't they long-term...
I don't know.
Injuries,
I
I
think
think
Bo
they
might
were.
have been. I don't know.
Bo is with a knee.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think Sus, that was the male, wasn't
Is
it?
Bo's season?
Yeah, well, I can't say. I don't know. You would from all reports we heard that. I heard that it was a knee, and I mean it wasn't a jar. So
Yeah, right.
you'd
Okay, so you'd
that
expect it to be
yeah,
season.
exactly.
Yeah.
Round-
Exactly.
Pines coming off. Are they going for 3 losses in a row? Is that correct?
4.
So
They lost 3 at home in a row. Luke.
Geez, I can't
Yes.
see them losing 4 in a row. Wouldn't happen for a lot of years. They will be absolutely breathing fire. And if it's a wet, shitty Saturday coming up, I think Pines win.
Yeah, I reckon.
Mm.
Look, I reckon I don't mind that, Luke. But I reckon if Pines get over angry, and you can play around them. So, man, Ricky be all over this over angry business and
Yeah, but
come
then
out and just play some really good footy.
I mean, it depends who. If those angry players aren't in there,
Correct.
then they're a
Good point.
very different looking
They're
side. aren't they?
vulnerable.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
They are vulnerable, but then it's almost a little bit of a worry who they're going to bring up. Who the football fraternity who they haven't met. So interesting.
Anything
very
can
interesting.
happen. There's another probably 15, 20 days before transfers close. Anything could happen.
Oh God! You just wedged that in there.
Yeah.
Just anything. Well, Paddy would be pretty annoyed with Tomlinson.
You've
rolling
got that fucking bloody rumour machine over there just on
Yeah,
fire,
that's-
don't you?
that's
Just,
about
you're
the
just dropping
mid-year
little
stuff.
bombs.
Yeah, that's
It
a
is
good one.
spitting.
No.
It is spitting stuff out like you would not believe.
Is it?
Jeez.
God.
You rumour little bitch. You
Rumor
rumour
The
little
ru-
bitch.
the rumour
loves it.
bitch.
The rumour bitch.
bitch stuff.
He's how happy is he? with
He's
this?
pretty happy, isn't he? Some of his best work, right there.
Interesting that Pines did Mount Eliza in round 2, 95 to 92. So maybe
Always
Be
very
good-
close.
be
to
good
these
match.
games.
No,
Be a
very
great
good
game.
match. Very good match. Well, that rounds out the Hen's Teeth Tattoo Co. Division 1 football show. What, you're looking at me like
No,
I've
I'm
forgotten
not.
something?
No,
Fuck,
no,
it
you
always
haven't forgotten
worries
anything.
me. As
No.
if you're going to remind me that I've forgotten something anyway.
Exactly. I'm the last person. Forgotten I was sitting here.
Where am I? Well, that is a wrap, as I said, for the Division 1 football show. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be back with more Halftime Heroes. You are listening and watching, that's correct, the Halftime Hero.
Nestled on the beautiful Mornington Peninsula, Sharmac Lodge offers a peaceful 6-bedroom retreat in Rye for short-term stays for adults of all ages living with disability or illness. Overnight or day stays are available 7 days a week with tailored care provided around the clock. Guests can also participate in daily activities on the peninsula, making it a perfect getaway. Rest easy knowing your loved one's care is personalised to their needs. Finally, a short-term respite solution that brings peace peace of mind and can be funded under your home care package or NDIS funding. Book a tour today with the welcoming team at Sharmac Lodge. Visit aftercare.com.au or search Sharmac Lodge today. Let their family help your family.
Welcome back to the Halftime Heroes. It is now time for the Coach's Corner with the Commish. Well, cue the crickets, I reckon.
It is just so the folks know, it's a Monday public holiday.
Yeah,
the King's birthday, so it's a little bit tricky to drag blokes out of bed. It's pissing down rain, it's freezing cold. So we just thought we'd leave it alone for this week. But we've got a number of people queuing up to come in at it.
Yeah, we do. And I thought we'd take the opportunity to announce those people, Sus. So Rowan Bleeks, from the Seaford Football Netball Club, of course, Bleeks being the senior coach, he put a message out a few weeks ago now and said that it's about time we learn a little bit more about Seaford and the good things that they're doing down there. So I thought it would be appropriate. And he was supposed to come on last week, Commish, but had to pull the pin last minute. So Bleeks will be joining the Halftime Heroes, of course, next week. So we look forward to that.
Fantastic.
And then also coming on is going to be Russell Davidson, the AFL Southeast senior field umpire coach. So again, he's not with SUA. He's actually with the AFL Southeast. So he's been in touch with Gammers and really wants the opportunity to come on.
Fantastic. That's really important. That's a big one.
That's going to be a really big one. So what we're going to do with that halftime hero family is we are going to actually do a segment on that, like a piece. So not a segment, but a piece, and then that will be a standalone piece that will run alongside the podcast.
Excellent. If there's any, it's an opportunity for the Halftime Heroes family to give us some feedback on that. If they've got any queries or questions or interpretation rules and that sort of stuff, let us know. Yep. And we'll ask him on your behalf.
Absolutely. We'll ask. That's exactly right. Yeah. We can do that. And then, of course, the mate to my left, Spook Harris, he's that
would be your right, Adam, by the way.
Well, no,
I'm left.
No, but if they're looking at us, it's the right.
Yeah.
Right. Sorry, mate.
It's okay. It's okay.
You are going to get Zach Horsley.
Yes, the undefeated superstar, Zach Horsley of Dingley. What a man. He'd be great to have a chat to.
Did he lose a game last year, Luke?
Yeah, they lost a couple last year.
Did they?
But he is dead set flying. He's as good a coach as there is in Victoria.
Excellent.
Right now, Zach. He's a professional. I went and watched him when I had a bye, and just the way the boundary runs, the rotations, they're very professional.
Yeah, okay.
They are a great footy team. They'd finish top 6 in Prem in MPFNL.
Yeah, right.
He's a great footy team he's coaching.
Yeah, right.
Be great to get him on and have a chat.
Yeah, so whilst it's not directly related to MPFNL, it kind of is. It's great to get these other coaches in to talk about tactics and strategy.
And Zach has been.
He knows the league very well.
Absolutely knows the league very well. But it's obviously now, Commish, we've got Spook, the senior coach of Bayswater Football Netball Club in the Easterns. So it'll be good to have a chat to Zach because he's part of the Southern League as well. So
much improved Southern League. They recruited heavily this year. The Southern League. They are
flying
for the last 15 years. There's a real. I'll put it out there. There's a real arrogance of the MPFNL people thinking they're way better than Southern, and I'm here to tell you, you're fucking not, and you're not that much better. Because I've watched Southern Prem and I've watched MPFNL Prem, and there's not a lot of difference in the top 5 or 6.
So Southern goes Prem, Div 1, Div 2.
Well, it's Div 1, Div 2.
Southern does.
Okay.
I watch a couple of Div 2 games these days.
The Div 2's drops off, but the top 5 teams in that Division 1 in Southern are very good.
Okay, right.
They spend some cash too.
And I've got to tell you too, it's only, it's probably too early because we know, don't we, that the whole Division 3 is going to come up towards the latter part of the year, and we know that again, exactly as it does every year, but we know that that there's a number of clubs or presidents that are just being completely selfish and don't want to travel to Cranbourne and Narre Warren, and that's all it really comes down to. You talk to the clubs that are further down south, and they don't want to have to drive up to Berwick to play football, and that's predominantly the reason why that the clubs don't want a Division 3. Sus. I've been told by a number of presidents that is the only reason. And
I hear there's maybe a couple more, and those are they just want this area for themselves that can attract. That can attract sponsors.
Well, that's right, and they don't. Sponsorship, but also players. You know, they are worried that they're going to miss out on some players because why would you drive down to Sorrento when you can go to Narre Warren or allot?
So
you know what I mean? But it's so short-sighted, and that's
we have to grow our game.
That's what you've been banging on about.
Go and put Cranbourne, Beaconsfield, Berwick, and Narre into MPFNL right now. Tell me it's not the best competition.
100%. Exactly right. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. Anyway, that will come up a little bit later. But also, too, we need we've put calls out to Tyab, to who else have we?
Jimmy.
We'll
get Jimmy back in. Jimmy, you coming back in?
I've gone pretty hard on Rye, so it's a little bit disappointing. Macca was going to follow up with his contacts down at Rye, and then it would be remiss of us not to get Rosebud in. They are absolutely flying, and then also we're going to see if we can get from the Frankston Bombers in Division 2 are absolutely flying as well. You're going to see if
Can't hear a tuku.
Can come in the coach, the captain of Frankston Bombers as well. So we've got lots coming up. What we need to do and what we're going to get better at is just promoting, obviously, our guests that are coming up. So you can look forward to and then hopefully share that and around your club and hopefully. It's getting everyone involved.
It's trying to keep a variety of sort of interests as well. It's,
exactly right.
Don't want to be too generic with the whole thing.
So spot on. So although the coach's corner didn't quite go ahead and the cone of silence, well, we missed the cone of silence. Everyone loves the cone of silence.
I missed it.
You missed it.
I'm like,
no, you absolutely complain and bitch about it. But then when it doesn't happen, you...
I think we're going to do some work on the cone,
We are going to do some work on the cone.
Like a proper cone.
It's very, very fun. Like a hot box in here. Not that cone.
That'd be good.
Make for an interesting
Great show.
That is a wrap for the Coach's Corner with the Commish. We're going to take a very, very, very quick break and we'll be back with more Halftime Heroes and the Division 2 football show. You're watching and listening to Halftime Heroes.
Nestled on the beautiful Mornington Peninsula, Sharmac Lodge offers a peaceful 6-bedroom retreat in Rye for short-term stays for adults of all ages living with disability or illness. Overnight or day stays are available 7 days a week with tailored care provided around the clock. Guests can also participate in daily activities on the peninsula, making it a perfect getaway. Rest easy knowing your loved one's care is personalised to their needs. Finally, a short-term respite solution that brings peace of mind and can be funded under your home care package or NDIS funding. Book a tour today with the welcoming team at Sharmac Lodge. Visit aftercare.com.au or search Sharmac Lodge today. Let their family help your family.
Welcome back to the Halftime Heroes. It is now time for the Division 2 football show with a bye round, officially a bye round in...
Still round 9, though.
Still round 9, though. But there was no games played out on this King's birthday weekend. Round 9 is going to look a little bit like this. It's going to play out on Saturday, the 14th of June. And the first game off the top is for MND round. Hence, we're wearing our, some of us are wearing our new beanies. And some of them, some are just running with...
Are we calling it a Bunnings on the way home?
Bunnings have run out.
Are they?
Yeah, you have to go to Coles.
Go to the Mornington Bunnings.
I don't go to Coles.
I was going to say, have you ever been into a supermarket?
People there. Commoners.
The riffraff. The first game is Bomb Beach taking on Pearsdale Football Netball Club. This is going to be a good game of football. Bomb Beach at the moment are up and about. Pearsdale have still a point to prove, I reckon, Sus, because... well, let's be honest, they're a little bit up and down and people are asking questions of the Pearsdale Football Netball Club. There's no doubt about that. It is going to be a good game on MND round. Your thoughts, please, Peter?
Good match for Bonnie. Be a bit of a finals issue for them. So if they get, they would want to stay very, very close and they'll have the advantage on playing on that lovely ground at Bond Beach that resembles a rugby ground.
It's shit house. Absolutely shit house. Pearsdale sitting second. Bomb Beach just inside in fifth position, equal with Devon Meadows just a little bit down on percentage. So it is going to be a good game of footy, Spook.
Yeah, it should be a cracking game. I think Pearsdale should win, but Bomb Beach sort of having to win that. They can't really afford to drop that game. That's going to...
That's a finals match.
Yeah, it is. It is a bit of a... I think Pearsdale win. I think they're firepower up forward. Where is the midfielder, the gun midfielder? I forget his name. They got him last year from Eastern. He's hardly seen him this year. I forget his name. But they're missing one of their gun midfielders. If they get him back in the second half of the year, that really helps them. So apologies to the Pearsdale club. I forget the fella's name. He's a superstar. But I think their forward line will really worry Bomb Beach and they probably kick a winning score.
Yep, very good.
Yeah, Pearsdale are coming off a 150-point belting of Coringle, so they're going to be silky smooth. I think
plus with a bye.
And I just think they've got too many good players for Bomb Beach to get over. I think Bomb Beach can't watch them all And Pearsdale will be 2 good by about 25 odd points.
Tom Snyder's the player.
Snyder.
He was racking up massive numbers last year, and I haven't seen him a lot this year. And that's
played a couple.
He has, but he's a 35 to 40 possession inside mid.
Oh.
He's a very good player. So if they get him back in the back half of the year, that'll really help the chances.
Troy Schwartz going very, very well down at Bomb Beach
for
as
sure.
the senior
No
coach.
doubt.
He's
a great
well,
coach.
it's taken a couple of weeks, quite a few weeks, but you reckon if you were Troy Schwartz, you'd be pretty happy, wouldn't you,
Pumped.
Spook?
Yeah, no, they're going well.
Yeah,
Very well.
no doubt. Pearsdale, though, I think their list is probably something that, that
Little
might
too good.
worry Bomb Beach.
Little
Yeah,
too good.
yep, absolutely. The next game is Crib Point hosting at Crib Point Recreation Reserve, Devon Meadows Football Netball Club. Again, this is going to be a good game. Crib Point will look at Devon Meadows. Spook, you would have thought during this MND round that they are very gettable.
Is this a selection table game, this one?
No,
No.
no.
Ooh, wow.
Nearly
I thought-
worthy of it.
Nearly
Jeez.
worthy.
Big game of footy. I'd expect Devon to win that. I know Cribby are going well. The big ruckman is huge. Arnold
Yes,
Kirby, he's
yeah,
coming.
huge
He's a
get.
superstar.
Yep.
They just possess a few. He's battled back from overseas. Don't know.
Oh, I don't think so.
But Joel will probably go forward and kick 6, and big Arnold in the ruck, and little skinny Drew might pop up for a couple, and they'll win that, Devon.
Little skinny.
Mm.
Sus.
Cribby easy.
Oh, yeah.
Easy.
Absolutely loves Cribby.
Yeah.
Does.
The submarine, the Ancus,
Pulled up a Glover reserve,
it's
did it?
that's just going along smoothly now. They've had a nice win
Oh.
last week. They're just going to mosey in.
I know
You
it's
tried
going-
this all year last year, and
I know
they,
it's-
they sunk.
Yeah, they did.
Well,
It was on a submarine.
They've
Fucking
had
The one,
the
that's,
whole-
the
holes.
one that's there right now.
Yeah.
and it's I reckon this will be a good proving match for them.
I reckon you've been approached by the shipmates to maybe do some production for them.
Yeah.
Is that
They
right?
reached
Has
out
he?
to boys.
Yeah,
They reached
he
out.
reached out.
Very,
Did
so
he
well done,
poach?
boys. Come
Well done,
on.
boys.
Come
Shipmates,
on.
jump
Both
on
of you come
board.
on.
Yeah.
Tell us how good you are, and we can maybe get some of your commentary stuff done on the show. That'd be fun.
Yeah, that would be
that
a bit of fun. But yeah, no, they did.
We should get them on to take us off.
What's that?
We should get them on here to take us off on the show. That'd be fun.
that
They do a
would
good
be
job of
fun.
that, the boys.
That would be funny. I would Sleepy Joe would comment on it. I reckon one of the boys would just be like,
It is Monday morning.
it is Monday morning, of course it is. So yeah, g'day to you, ship boys. Doing great work
All right,
across
the
new
Tyrrell
podcasts
boys
and
will
everything.
just Crib Point will take over down here. I can see them
Yep.
getting over Devon.
Oh,
And Cribby, they're a much
He's
better
happy,
side
Sasa.
at
Come on, Annas.
at Cribby look than what they are
Yeah.
at Devon Meadows,
Yeah,
for
and
example. And you got the Tyrrell boys. It's Coghlan.
In a very
They've got
young
a lot of
group,
talent down there.
very young
Yeah.
side, Devon, this year. So they're going
Correct.
to go away against a good team and win will be a really good thing for a young group, Devon. So hopefully they can get the job done.
very
Big
good. Yeah, very big game. The next game is Rye down at RJ Rowley Reserve. Rye taking on Coringle. Rye are only going to get better as the year goes on. I would have thought, Spook.
If it rains like this, it'll be 3 points to 6.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
it's a shitty day, it won't be
Yeah.
a great.
Nah,
by the
well-
way, I had one of the assistant coaches from Coringle. We forgot to mention it before. We would Berkey wants to try and come on and talk a bit of
Oh,
positive
that's
stuff
right.
about
Now he's
Coringle, 'cause there's
re-signed too. That's-
Re-signed. There's a
yeah,
lot of good
yeah,
work going on
excellent.
at Coringle. They know it's a long-term play. They've got to play some kids and just be consistent with it. They know they're going to get some kicks in the head along the way, but they're getting some small wins along the way. But they want to come on and talk some positive stuff about the club.
Yeah,
It'd be interesting to find out, wouldn't it? Because where the kids are coming from. There's no 19s, is it?
Yeah, it's a tough
so
one.
it's a tough one.
I'd just like to tune back approximately 7 days to when Spook goes with the binoculars, where I can't see them. I
Yeah,
can't
it's a
see
fucking
them at
long
all.
way away. I still agree. That is looking at the scores. They
Absolutely.
are a
Yeah.
long time away from being competitive, but at least Berkey's,
Stability?
Yes, Berkey's there, signed on, and they'll do it right.
But then it's interesting because you'll get a lot out of Berkey. I was at that event a couple of weeks ago where he was a guest speaker, and just listening to how, because we often talk about what do you do after 100-point losses, and he actually explains it to him. So I won't go into it because I would hope and think that he's going to talk about that sort of when he's with us. But it's so interesting to see what he takes from it and how he gets them up ready for the next game. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, I was talking to Brett and Sticky. Neil's down there.
Yeah, right.
Stickler, but they haven't done a lot of reviews and things,
No,
video reviews,
no,
because
correct.
how do you cut up
That's
a
exactly
100-point
right.
loss?
Spot
So
on.
it is a little bit difficult. The learning points that you need to show. I found that interesting that they weren't showing them, but they've obviously got a method, and they have shown a lot of improvement in the last month. So let's hope they can keep it.
Well, you've got to continually draw positives out of
try.
some big losses, and it's
Who
a
wins,
really
boys?
difficult thing to do.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
easy.
Yeah.
Sus. Yep.
Right.
Up on the deck will be absolutely
deck.
Oh,
jumping
won't.
the big dick.
There'll be rain coming in sideways and it'll be
Freezing.
No, it will
Arctic.
be. No, it will be. It will, because it'll come from the Sorrento across the ground, and it'll just smash that front deck.
It will.
So everyone will be behind the glass,
Nice.
and it'll
Having
be
a few frothies.
very
Ah,
nice
that'll
having a
be
few
fine.
frothies. Well, not a bad segue, because I do want to talk. We are wanting to get maybe not Coca-Cola Amatil, but we are wanting to get a beverage, local beverage sponsor on Commish. aren't we?
One of the breweries. We've got 1,000 million breweries around us. Just one would be nice.
Yeah, just want to be nice to get one on board and do something around that with them. Potentially looking at going and doing some live shows from the venue as well, because that's always very, very popular. The next game is Seaford taking on Hastings Football Netball Club at RF Miles Reserve. It is, of course, the MND round. Well, for both teams, I think this is a very, very winnable game.
Yeah, I think Seaford should win it. If it's wet, the way I've been sort of told they're overusing the ball by hand a bit, Seaford. It's a bit of the Dramana model with Bleaks there. If it's a wet day and they want to play that handball game, I think Hastings might be able to get them. If it's dry and half decent day, Seaford would. If it's wet, Hastings get the chocolates.
No, they do pretty good there, and around half back to half forward, Seaford move the ball very well. Very, very
Yeah,
well.
Okay, very good.
I see them convincing winners over Hastings.
Hastings still developing, aren't they? Still under that development
Yeah.
role, and this will be another one where Seaford will just be that 2 or 3 players too good.
I think Hastings can. I think they can take him on and potentially win, but I think Seaford in the end. For me, the next game is going to be a Somerville Football Netball Club taking on a Tyab at Somerville Recreation Reserve. Does Somerville have a name? Like, it doesn't. It just says Somerville Football Club. It doesn't actually have a name. Is there is it Somerville
could think of it.
Recreation?
No, there's what's
What did
the
Neil
road?
call it? The Bogan
No,
Oval?
yeah,
or
but the
something?
road-
not the Bogan Ground.
Bogan Ground.
Bogan?
You know, the road
it
out the
wouldn't be
front.
that.
What do they call it? Jones Road.
Jones Road.
Called
Jones Road.
Jones
Jones-
Road.
Very,
Sporting.
very well thought out. That
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bogan Jones.
very.
Yeah. They got the Flower Growers, the junior.
They're
round,
onto
they
it.
got that one going.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, Sammy win that pretty comfortable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. What do you reckon the preparation for Gammas is going to be on that?
Well,
Probably Thursday night after he
I'd
calls the
imagine
team.
you'd probably finish training, go home and put the hot chocolate on for most of it, tuck him away in bed,
Yeah.
just kick the missus out there and
Yeah.
just jump into bed gammers
Oh, not
with Mace.
Kate,
He's
sure.
pretty close to him, isn't he?
and put on the,
Gammas is batting way too above. Like,
They-
Kate,
no, they
what do you
both-
do with Kate? Like,
they'd both prop themselves up with a couple of pillows and watch the 2023 grand final and say,
Oh, till half
Mace,
time. Only till half time.
how did we
Neil.
lose that, mate?
Yeah, no.
And Mace would be so nice, be going, oh, don't worry, Gammers. We'll win this
we'll
week.
get you.
come
We'll get
back.
you one.
We'll come back. We'll get you one
one.
sooner or later.
I got a surprise for you.
Oh,
I'm tipping Tyre.
Oh, you wouldn't be doing that for
I
gammers.
was just about to say
boy.
the same thing. You would not.
Yeah, correct. I would. Tyre.
All right.
Tyab.
Tyre in
Not
an upset.
on your sweet fucking pipper.
They might have a couple of players back after the break.
Oh, well, do you know something that we don't? then?
Yes, I do.
Oh, well, you can't
Who's
do
back,
that.
Sus?
Who's
Who's
back?
They're all back.
They'd want to get about 8 back.
No,
Something too
Mace
good.
DeWitt is going to get some special attention from Gammas this
Yes,
week,
right.
and Kate's going to allow it, I've been
Yeah,
told.
just-
And
get a good
although
night
she
Friday
does run the
night.
joint there,
Nice
it's
bacon and eggs on Saturday morning. The
absolutely
Gammers will
just
whip up for him.
tucked in, Mace.
Come on,
and
Gav, let's
maybe
go.
just
Ready to go, Mace? Let's go.
Yeah.
Put your boots on, mate.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go.
No,
Let's go.
wrong feet, Mace.
Wrong feet. Yeah, I'll do your laces up again. Jesus.
Somerville for me.
Yeah, Sammy,
Sammy.
mate. Both
Too
too good.
strong.
Gammers, we love
They'll
you,
get on a
know
roll
that.
here, Sammy. Gammers will be away. He'll put 4 or 5 in a row here and put himself into the final.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Spot on. And, well, it was almost a unanimous decision. The halftime hero selection table match of the round. It is going to be Chelsea Football Netball Club taking on the Frankston Bombers Spook at Chelsea Recreation Reserve. Boy, oh boy, wow, we. Well, if Chelsea can't stop Frankston, would you expect that no one can?
It's a very interesting game. Obviously, Frankston are flying, and they're big, strong mid with Harry Pryor in the ruck, if Flex comes back, they've got a plethora of superstar young players. King of Rees playing. They're gonna be very hard to beat. But the forward line of Chelsea may worry, and I'll put it out there. I love the Bombers boys, but their weakness is their back half.
Yes.
So if they can break, don't laugh, Sus, I'm fucking right. I actually coached there last year, so I'd be clearly aware of how they defend. So shut the fuck up.
I just don't.
I know you're right. It's just the way you say it.
So,
but
it'd be very
there might be
interesting.
some underlying.
Jack Francis is they've got some good players down there. They've got some very good forwards. So if they can break even around the middle, and what you've got to do, you've got to be in the game at quarter time.
Yes.
Bombers have started hot every week.
time.
So if you can be in the game at quarter time,
Chelsea have started well too, though, haven't they?
that's what I think Bombers will win, but if they can win around the middle or just break even and give their forwards a chance, I think their forwards could kick a score against the Bombers' defence.
Okay. Very, very good. Would you do? Wow.
Sus.
Did you hear that? No, I think what was so funny is that I'm pretty sure that all the halftime hero family just heard that you think that Frankston Bombers can't defend for the very first time.
Yeah, no. We'll find out.
No,
They'll probably win the game by 10 goals. It won't change that.
No, that's true.
If the ball's not down there coming in the hot,
Correct.
it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
You've got to get the ball in there to
That's
test
right.
them.
So one in the middle.
Well, that's right. That's the interesting part. But with Harry Pryor, and like I said last week, if Harry Pryor's rucking well and the midfield's on top, they get into their forward half. And if they're getting even numbers to the front half, that forward line of Jared and Khan and Blocky and the young guy they got from Cranny, Tyson, great young player, they're just a handful up forward.
Yeah.
So they're going to kick a score.
Yeah.
It's just whether you can get it to your front half enough to worry their backs.
Chelsea have got some good mid-season form going on here. And I mentioned last week, not that anyone heard, but I like the way Chelsea are going after last year's performance, and they're solid. They're solid as well. I reckon it's very close. On paper, you'd go Bombers, but Chelsea could borrow the living daylights out of it. That's a good game of footy, this. I reckon Chelsea might get over.
Oh, nice fish.
Because they've been up. It's hard to stay up for that long, Luke.
It is hard to stay up. I know they've had the week off.
Yeah.
Bombers.
Yeah.
They've had the week off. Sitting on top of the ladder, you're getting ahead of yourself. Well, you don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know. Or they might come out and kick 10 the first quarter.
Correct.
Enough of this fucking indecisiveness. Who's going to win?
I think Bombers win.
Yeah.
It'd be close.
Yeah, Chelsea in an upset.
No. Okay. So you're tipping Chelsea. All right.
Chelsea in an upset.
Sus.
Bombers.
Yeah, Bombers. I think.
Does the weather play an issue now for Frankston?
Well,
I think wet weather would probably
so.
worry them a little. Drier conditions would suit them. You Khan and Jared and a few of their big boys.
We've seen them We've seen them play in horrendous weather.
Yep.
And, I mean, if Jared Grant was anything to go by, he did not want to be
Not
out
a big
there.
fan of the weather, Jared.
No.
If it gets
He's
cold
a
and
fair
wet,
weather
he wears a long sleeve when it's 30 degrees. So
There's nothing of him. Nothing of old Michael.
No one
Owen
likes
yet.
playing in the rain.
But I was told that Khan Hiratuku is in form that you've never seen, and that's coming from a very astute football person. So if Khan's in form, even if it is wet, he marks everything.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I don't know
there
who
you go.
goes to him from Chelsea, but have a fun day doing that,
Yeah,
boys.
no,
Chelsea
exactly
got over
right.
Devon pretty well there.
Great game.
Let's see.
One of the best
Yeah,
games of the
no,
year.
very
Let's see.
good game as well. So there were no games, of course, played out on the King's birthday weekend. The upcoming round for Division 2 is round 9. It's going to be played out this coming weekend, Saturday the 14th of June. That is a wrap from the Division 2 football show. We're going to take a quick break, and we've got, he's fired up after last night's game. He's got some just something to go on that applies to not just the AFL, but, of course, all competitions around from grassroots, juniors, right up to of course, the senior leadership and everything that comes around. So you want to stay around for that. And Sus, have you got anything yet for your pallets?
Yes,
You're
I
working
have.
on something
Yes,
very
I
good.
have.
Of course you do. Well, we're going to come back with those two segments. It's called Spook, Soapbox and Sus's Pallets. You're listening and watching the Halftime Heroes.
Nestled on the beautiful Mornington Peninsula, Sharmac Lodge offers a peaceful 6-bedroom retreat in Rye for short-term stays for adults of all ages living with disability or illness. Overnight or day stays are available 7 days a week with tailored care provided around the clock. Guests can also participate in daily activities on the peninsula, making it a perfect getaway. Rest easy knowing your loved one's care is personalised to their needs. Finally, a short-term respite solution that brings peace of mind and can be funded under your home care package or NDIS funding. Book a tour today with the welcoming team at Sharmac Lodge. Visit aftercare.com.au or search Sharmac Lodge today. Let their family help your family.
Welcome back to the Halftime Heroes. It is now time for Spook's Soapbox. He's fired. I don't know if I've seen him up this fired before, but he's up on his box. You have
Regular thing.
regular.
Yeah,
He was fired up.
Yeah, it pisses me off. This.
Yeah, it does. It
Yeah,
really
'cause,
pisses
yeah,
you off.
annoying.
All right. Well, the halftime hero family's waiting, so please deliver your Spook soapbox, of course. And this is an opinion-based segment. So this is Spook's opinions.
They can write in all they want. I don't give a shit what they say, but that's
No,
all right. You
so
can
true.
bring it on. But
So
last night
true.
watching the AFL, this goes across the board for anyone that's teaching juniors to play footy. And what I want to get across is that watching Adam Chera last night from Carlton, the Essendon player Durham should be suspended. If anyone hasn't seen it, he comes in, gets really low, and hits the Carlton player in the head. The point is, I've noticed the last 2 years, particularly since they've really gone after the concussion stuff and the women's games come in, the women lead with their head really badly, but it's become really normal now for AFL players knowing the free kick's coming. They lead with their head. So when Chera approached that ball last night, he has a duty of care to himself, first off, to turn his fucking body to approach the ball.
Yeah.
At what right of a football field do you just run in head first and think you're not going to get hit? This is a combative game. You have to expect contact. Stop with the woke shit, AFL. Stop with all the crap about concussion. If you don't teach kids to approach the ball, turn your body, and you are going to get hit. It's a combative game.
Yeah.
Now, if he turns his body and the Essendon player did what he did, that's a really strong contest. And everyone goes, how brave are they?
Yeah.
The fact that Chera goes head first, that cancels Durham out even approaching the ball. That is not what the essence of the AFL footy. The essence of the game is to win the ball, win the contest. Stop taking the contest out of the game and teach kids, everyone that's coaching Auskick and under 10s, teach them to go as hard as they can at the ball, turn the body, lower, fingers down, thumbs out, take the hit and take the ball.
So
don't lead with your head
Yeah.
to expect a free kick. The Ginevans, the little tip rats that get free kicks that lead with
Yeah,
their
the
head all
whiz.
the time, the whiz.
Yeah.
Great players, but they're using the concussion and the hysteria to draw free kicks. And I've fucking had enough.
Yeah.
Win the ball, be a man, take the hit. I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
Sick of
In
seeing
fact,
it.
in fact, Durham, when you watch it in super slow motion, it's almost perfect.
Nearly. If
he
he got,
turns he just got him on the cheek.
if
But
he
it's-
doesn't
it's
go,
good
Neil,
methodology.
if he doesn't go at that contest, Brad
Yeah.
Scott says, why didn't you go at that
Oh,
ball?
jeez.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, they just
and
come
Brad
off 40
Scott
points
would.
to 7. They're
Yeah.
getting smashed. You get fired up a quarter time, expecting an effort. There's your first chance
Yeah.
to impact the game. That is a split-second decision. I'm going to go hard and low here. You don't expect someone just to stick their stupid fucking head in the hole and you hit it.
Yeah.
Turn the body.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
he should be
agreed.
suspended. Protect the head, yes. But teach these kids to protect themselves first off. That's
Very
my
good.
view.
I like that from you. And if you haven't seen that footage, I just simply typed in Adam. Oh, you're going to put it up?
Put it up.
Yeah,
Oh,
put it up.
very
It's,
good. I like that.
Yeah,
But
have
slow
some
it right
debate.
down.
Slow it down, have a
It's-
good
Yeah,
look at
slow
it.
it down because we did watch it off air. I don't know what I was doing last night, but I was watching that game, but didn't see that.
Masturbating?
Yeah, maybe. It looked like he was bending down to pick a 20-cent piece off the turf.
You're not out in the picking daisies on the middle
Mate,
of
that's
the wing,
what it
are
looked
you?
like.
Yeah.
You've
got to expect contact.
He almost stopped and then went to pick it up and then obviously and
then
took the
that
hit.
And then that flogs in the media. Voss afterwards talking about, I don't want to talk about other players. Voss, you were the most brutal, combative player
Yeah,
of all time. Teach your player to
exactly.
go at the ball properly, you sauce head.
It'd be interesting what penalty is handed down by the AFL.
It's a
by
week.
the-
You'll get a
by the
week because
MRO,
you know concussion. You'll only
by
get a week.
Christian.
Who would know? Neil? Who would know?
Would he?
And Carlton
Should
will
he?
get a fine.
I
Well,
don't
look at
think
Tom
he-
Stewart.
Because his methodology
Tom-
was
Same as
I
Stewart.
mean, he got him on the cheek, granted, but
We-
they were both, he wasn't in the air.
Mm.
Tom Stewart wasn't in the air either.
But Tom
But
Stewart's
if
a
he was
great
in the
hit.
air, it's a different. Yeah, different.
Yeah.
I know, but he might. Could he
Mate,
get up with a warning? Or
I
it's
don't know.
because he hit him in the head?
I don't mind if he gets a week.
It's an unusual one.
Well, he
because one's
wasn't-
got
he
great
wasn't
methodology
concussed.
and the
He
one
wasn't
isn't.
No,
concussed.
he wasn't concussed
He wasn't
at all.
concussed.
So,
It'd be interesting.
I
So
think
we
it's-
could watch this. We'll
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
about it next
yeah,
week.
yeah,
It's a good
yeah,
watch.
yeah.
I think it's important for local level because at local level we don't have the time to be like they do hours and hours of craft and balls rolling out and hitting bags. We don't have that time,
Mm.
but it needs to be taught at junior level. But if kids think they can just run at the ball head first and they're going to be protected, that is not correct.
Yeah.
Protect yourself first
Yeah,
off.
agree. Good one. Luke.
Well, then you're going to get this absolutely rubbish sort of scenario where people are coming into the football and then they're going to bend down and everyone just stops and
Yeah, you
watches
can't
them
have
pick
that.
up the football.
No, you
What's
can't
going to happen there?
Nah, get garbage. That's
No,
what the
exactly.
AFL want.
It's not going to happen. I like that from you, Spook. Sus.
Ooh.
Let's lift those pallets
Come on,
up
Sus.
and you get up on there with your big frame,
These big balls.
big balls.
Big balls.
Where's the beep beep?
That beanie's just getting fucking
We
worse
need
and
the
worse.
we need the pallety noise, surely.
No, so anyway, couple of things happened.
He did his own
My
forklift.
I'll go a bit on Spook. I'll go a bit on Spook and the Carlton football medical team for not dragging him off the ground. There's one for you. But my biggest one is a Mr. Daniel Keys. And if there's any flogs out there that are Tottenham Hotspurs friggin' supporters that friggin' like their club, I would be absolutely disgraced at what they did to Ange Postecoglou.
Oh, that had to be a personality-based.
Nah, but still, you don't-
surely he just won the title. But didn't he finish 13th or something on the Premier League title?
But he said to him he will win a trophy in his second year. And then to top it off, Keys this morning has popped the women's coach as well. So this guy has popped friggin'
Sacked two of them.
No, he sacked two of them, but in the last 4 years, Tottenham Hotspurs have had something like 5 coaches. So
Jesus.
they're not.
It is cutthroat.
You've got a nice new stadium. You've got friggin' great supporters, but your supporters are gutless because they don't support their coach.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
and we
Even
support
though we don't
bloody
get
Ange,
soccer,
great
we don't
Aussie
get-
coach.
Yeah, great coach.
Leave him in there. He did a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I think he wanted to go. I think it might have been his idea.
Well, he get the payout.
Yeah, but decent
But
player.
you could just by the press conferences, he wasn't
Yeah.
overly
maybe
bubbling
he's out,
about the club.
yeah. He'll get
Wasn't
another
lost.
job somewhere.
Yeah.
Of course he
I
will.
think so.
Great coach.
Enlighten me, because I don't. I mean,
Yeah, me
it
too. Who's
literally,
Keys?
it's the worst fucking sport known to man for me personally.
What's wrong with that? What don't you like about Adam?
Mate? Let's get excited about a 0-0 draw. Woo! Like, fuck off, mate.
If there's a game, kicking it
Friggin'.
backwards.
Oh God, it's rubbish. I was watching lacrosse the other day. Ash and I were watching lacrosse. What a fucking game that is! That is incredible.
It's a fun
Anyway,
game.
pardon? Oh,
It's a fun game.
such a good game. He won the trophy, but finished 13th. Like I don't.
Different.
In a different
Different
comp.
comp.
So
different
the
league.
EPL, they finished 13th, but then there's
In
the
the Premier.
European League, then there's Champions League, then there's like
okay.
the
And then
that was
they
the
all
thing.
come
That
together,
was the
kind of like basketball,
they
where
played
the
3 or
Eastern
4
and the
different-
Northern.
Yeah, it's all over the shop. But he
Yeah.
did win a trophy, which
First
is great.
time in 17 years for the club.
So in Tottenham's competition, they finished up top.
No,
No, they
in the
finished
EPL,
lower.
they finished 13th.
Yeah, okay.
In the European champion, that's what
But
they
it's
are.
confusing.
Yeah, it's fucking confusing.
But he won a big kick-ass trophy. Big
Yeah,
cup.
look good.
Big.
Yeah,
Well done,
exactly.
Ange.
Exactly.
It's like Suss's bloody beer mug.
Well done to you, Sus. That is a wrap from the Spook Soapbox and, of course, Sus's Pallets as well. And that's a wrap for the Halftime Heroes on this King's Birthday weekend. It is upcoming round 9, although we've already seen 2 games played out in Division 1 in round 9. Bullshit, I know. The rest of the round 9 in Division 1 will be played out this coming week. 14th of June. So make sure you go and support your local club. Pay your $10. Don't be a tight ass like the Commish and get a
Jump the fence.
fight MND.
Don't
9 beanie.
Mate, you go in as you try and get in as a junior.
Yes.
What do you mean?
No, Steph.
No, I'm just
Under
taking my
15.
skateboarding. I'm
Under
going to
15.
skate park.
Steph drives the Toorak tractor in, and the Commish is in the boot under a blanket.
Yeah, you got anyone on the back? No. Keep driving, Steph. Quick. Don't stop.
That is a wrap for the Halftime Heroes. Thanks to you, Peter Susovich, master, button pusher, entrepreneur, and the owner of this fantastic garage that we call home every Monday.
Thanks, guys. It's been a great show.
Absolutely. Thanks to you, great man.
Thank you, Adam. Just quickly, I just wanted to give a shout out to Ant Lewis, the former EDS and Chelsea, I think EDS, but definitely a Chelsea superstar, premiership player, one of the best players in MPFNL, small forward, winger, great man. He's got a band, the Robbie Hearts. Ring him up, get it on socials, Robbie Hearts, weddings, birthdays, events. They're a fantastic cover
Robbie
band.
Hearts.
The Robbie Hearts, led
Right.
by the great man Ant Lewis. So get onto them. Well, they do a
Fantastic.
great job.
Very good. I
Very
like
good.
that from you. Thank you to you, Commish.
Good on you, Adam. Fun as usual.
Absolutely. It's
Fun as
always
usual.
fun.
You off to the MCG, Adam? Are we?
Yes, I'm
Where
off.
you going?
I'm
right?
off now.
Show us
You
your
go.
jumper, Adam.
You're going to go. You're going.
Hey, me boy, the Pies. Here they are. Yeah, go Pies.
You could have a
Off there
Melbourne
now.
easy.
Yeah, exactly. I would have
Oh,
thought so.
Sus isn't
I
happy
would have
about
thought
that.
so.
I'm just-
How
I'm
many
just
do you
putting my
reckon Melbourne
blinders on.
supporters? There'd be about 3
Oh,
Melbourne
wow.
supporters there today.
Mount
Yeah, you
Buller's-
get a
Mount
spot in the
Buller's
MCC.
start,
Mount
yeah.
Buller's had
Might
25
go
centimetres.
in, yeah,
of
we
snow.
reckon.
Might go in, yeah. MCC could be in the spot.
Well, you pick your
Rug
seat.
out.
Pick your
Take some
seat.
sandwiches. Don't want to buy anything in there.
Absolutely. Thanks to, of course, our fantastic sponsors that are Frankston, Mornington, and Rosebud Toyota, who sponsor this amazing show. And thanks
Big
to,
sale coming
of
up.
course, Erin and her unbelievable team of artists down at Hen's Teeth Tattoo Co. Thanks
See you
for
soon.
supporting us. See you soon. We got going on. If you do want to get in touch, of course, you can hit up socials and email us through at halftimeheroes.mpfnl gmail.com. We love the feedback. We love everything that we get from this point on now until obviously the next week's show.
Will
And
Gammers come back next week?
I don't
Is
think
he back?
so.
He won't
He's
come back.
got to ask Mace.
He
Mace.
does have
Mace,
to
do you
ask
think I
Mace.
should go on, Mace? Do you?
No, well, let's get Kate.
I'm not
Let's
sure.
get Kate on. Let's see why
Footy
those
manager.
two. Why those two are just supporting each other. Call it what you will. Kate,
No, he'll be back. We love him.
He will be back, of course. We will have a full studio, of course. Bleeks, as I said, Rowan Bleeker, the senior coach of the Somerville Football Netball Club, will be joining the Halftime Heroes next week, so we can learn all about the Seaford Football Netball Club. But that is a wrap from the Halftime Heroes. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.